Hi, I'm Tom. I'm in recovery.
Hi, I'm Dwayne, and I am in recovery. And this is,
Our recovery life.
first and foremost, let's give some thank yous.
Absolutely. We had a great turnout. We had a lot of good comments, a lot of shares. We're really excited. We've
Exceeding expectations,
oh
for sure. And this definitely, my cup is just overfull with this. So, thank you. Keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing.
all right. Well, what we're going to talk about tonight is asking for help, reaching out, sort of thing like that. We also have a special thank you.
Yeah, Stacy, she was in the comments was talking about that, and that's kind of sparked tonight's comment on reaching out, asking for help. In the beginning, what did reaching out, asking for help look like to you?
Oh, it was rough. I really didn't. I was never really good at asking for help, and when was prideful. And then after my wake of addiction, I was ashamed, scared. I think the biggest thing is I had all these expectations of what people were going to say when I asked for help, and most of them were not true. About 90% of them just weren't the way that I thought. Like, oh yeah, where were you? What were you doing? But it was more like, all right, yeah, like, do you need help?
Yeah.
What can I do? After lost the house, buddy of mine I didn't know. I was like, hey, can I live in your basement? And it was like stone wall, plywood door right next to the heater down by the water gauge, sort of. I mean, it was, but he helped me out. They helped me out, and I thank them. But yeah, it was tough, especially when it came to asking my mom for help, because what had happened is, for the first time in my life, I was like, oh, I need to come up to your house and get away from all these, drugs and all these people, and I'm just gonna come up there and get fixed. And for the first time in my life, my parents were like, no,
Not here.
yeah, you're gonna have to go to treatment. You're gonna have to. You're not just gonna come up here and
Get bettered.
Get a run at the next run. So that was tough to take, but I needed it, and I'm thankful for that as well. But then I was still, hesitant to ask for help again. But I can't express how much gratitude I have for my parents. They did help me out a ton when I did reach out. And I have a lot of friends that helped me in a lot of different ways. Helped me find a job, helped me get a car. So it was really amazing. But if I wouldn't have asked, that wouldn't have happened. My wife helped a ton. She's really good at asking for help. And so she taught me how to ask for help. She also asked for help for me a few times.
Yeah.
And so it was rough, but I learned. The reaching out, I got a sponsor, and actually my first sponsor relapsed. So that was interesting. So kind of a once bitten, twice shy there, but I got another sponsor and kind of got back in the swing of things. And that's worked out real well. That's a great relationship that I have, and I reach out, and over the years, got a good relationship there. So I don't have to, cold call, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, who is this guy? Oh, my whole life is falling apart. What do I do?
Help.
Yeah. How about you? When you first got into recovery, what did that look like?
In the beginning, it definitely it was bad because I had created such a mess in getting out of prison, and my family, friends, loved ones. The wake that I had, I did so much damage that there was very few people left when I got out. So I really didn't have the, my sister opened up her basement, and that was kind of the extent of it. Like, this is it. Like, and I'm super thankful for even just that. But that was about it, because I did this so many times, my repetitiveness. And as we know, we hurt the people that that we love the most. We push them away, and then all of a sudden we get clean, and we're like, hey, come back, help me.
Yeah.
Now I need help. Now I'm clean. And I also like to say on the reaching out and asking for help, it looks different when you're out in active addiction versus in in recovery.
Right.
Like that's a different asking for help. I was good at asking for help out there.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I need some money to get my car fixed, or I'm out of gas.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
But when I got into recovery, I ran to, luckily I went to a 12-step group that had a lot of old timers, and I just jumped at their mercy and was just like, how do I do this? How do I live? How do I pay bills? How? And help me. And that was kind of a desperation, and I think they noticed it because, my sponsor that I have today, that relationship started right there when I was like, I need help. Like, can you help me? And that today, it's like a muscle. You have to keep using it. But what does asking for help look like today versus then? Does it look different?
Yeah, it's way different. Most of the time when I ask for help, I'm way ahead of the game. Like, this is starting to slide off, or,
Before the wheels fall off.
Right, absolutely. You kind of get ahead of it. You kind of see, you learn. Learn from your mistakes. And you keep that open road and reach out and practice. Like you said, you got to build the muscle up. If you just don't use it, it goes away. And so yeah, it's way different. I have a lot more confidence now. I've learned to accept what I've done, apologize to myself, apologize to other people, forgive myself. And when you have all that going, inside, you don't feel like somebody's gonna, get out of here, junkie.
Correct.
So, yeah, and you don't have to ask for as much. The longer you're in recovery, and if you work it right, and you try and do the next right thing, things start to happen where you don't find yourself in those positions where you need help. And then the tables turn, where people start to ask you for help. And believe it or not, when you help other people, it helps you. And it's very therapeutic. It reminds you of where you don't want to go. And you feel that gratefulness come full circle when you help them and they thank you.
For sure.
So,
yeah, I remember early recovery versus now. Like now, it looks completely different as far as, like you were saying, before the wheels fall off. I've done this enough now that when it is time to ask for help, it's usually in the early stages, when the light comes on and say, hey, you're getting a little bit low in air, like can do it then versus, make amends to a few people versus waiting till the wheels fall off and make amends to a bunch of people.
Right.
Like, so I don't like saying sorry to my advantage when it comes to that. Like if I can try to catch it early, and just the relationships that I build, it's easier for me to pick up the phone up because I do it so often. And a lot of times I'm doing good. I'm doing great. It's not just bad things. And that's what I really, really learned about the reaching out, asking for help. The reaching out, that doesn't have to be just bad stuff. It can be, I'm having a great day. I haven't thought about using it in a week. Like whatever that happens to be, things are going well. This is the goal I set and I'm making it. And I feel good about myself. Those are, when you do that reaching out, my first real kind of look at reaching out was someone reaching out to me. Phone rang, someone reached out to me, and that's something that's awkward as all get out because I'm used to, we're not the people used to.
Yeah.
Don't reach out to
not
me.
Not the go-to guy.
I wasn't the go-to guy to, hey. So I picked up the phone up and just immediately someone started purging on me, and it was someone that I'd met in my support group, and it was so strange, just the purging and just, okay, yeah, let's meet up, let's have coffee, because I didn't know what to do either, but after that happening quite a few times, I realized that opened up, and that was showing me how to do it. So whenever I got to my spot where it was just, the worst day of the worst in my head, and I'd stayed there way too long without reaching out, I had someone to pick the phone up, and I felt totally okay with just purging and just letting it out, and then that reciprocation that we talk about. Right. Let's go have some coffee. Let me help you get out of this. That's just, it's priceless. It is totally priceless. So tips. How about some tips that you would say for reaching out?
One, try and get ahead of it, like I said, and reach out right away. The longer you wait, the heavier the phone gets, and
God, it gets so heavy sometimes.
it does. And doing the whole 6 number, and then stop. But even if you have to hit go, let it ring, and then you chicken out, they're gonna call you back. Yeah. So you kind of set yourself up, and make sure you just do it. The other thing is reach out often, not only when everything's gone south.
Yeah.
Like I said, keep that path open. Make sure that when it's go time, your initial reaction is, oh, I got to call somebody. Not, should I call? Because you won't. Yeah. And like I said, the longer you wait, the harder it is.
And that's where pride and ego jumps in as well.
Oh, yeah. And then you
got this.
Well, that's the other thing. I'm glad you brought that up, because the longer you're in recovery, the more you think that you shouldn't have these problems. I don't got to
carry this alone.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can share it with somebody else, and don't feel like, oh, I've been clean for so long that I'm not going to be tempted. I'm not going to be, and I'll be embarrassed to tell somebody that, well, they've been there too.
Yeah.
And if you're used to talking to them all the time, it won't be a thing. And more than one, couple different routes. Sometimes you can't get a hold of somebody, you can get a hold of somebody else. That would be another thing that I do. That's about it. Yeah, for me, what tips do you have?
I would say first and foremost, have a plan. Have an emergency plan. It should be second nature. I had an emergency plan when I was out there and I was running out or running low. Like, I had an emergency plan.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And
I had more than one. I had more than one trail through the jungle to get drugs. That's for sure.
Never worried about calling someone and them saying no. Like, I was totally okay. Isn't that funny how that changes when you get in recovery and you're like, "Ooh, what they say?" I never cared. Even if they said no, I'd be like, okay, I'll still come over. Just
yeah.
So have a plan and follow that plan. Whenever things start going awry, or people start giving you a look like, man, you're not yourself. Those type of things. Have a plan. Secondary is social media. I use social media. There's tons of groups out there. Instant Messenger, there's a bunch of groups recovery related where you can just say, I'm struggling. And I always love, it fills my cup whenever I see someone put that and just see the endless people of, hey, what's going on? What do you, I am me. What's your number? Here's my number.
How can I help?
How can I help? Because that's how this whole thing goes full circle. So I really, really love that. Call before you use.
Oh, yeah.
That
helps.
Just call, call before you use, no matter what, and if you have used, it's still okay to call, but the whole goal of this thing is to keep your clean date. Reach out before it gets bad. And like I said, like you said earlier, get used to that in the beginning versus wait until the very, very end. And then, don't wait. Have a phone list. Have your go-to people, and talking about the phone, the people you have on your phone right now. And I'm sure some of you have. Like, I know when I first went back out, there was someone I kept on my phone. So if you have someone on your phone list right now, and if you're thinking of that person, get them out of your phone. Like, just literally delete that contact.
Take that option out of the
picture. The option. Don't leave the back door open, because I know a lot of times that's what got me back there. I was going through my phone and, oh, that's right. That's why I kept that person in there. Just get rid of those people, because why tempt yourself? I know when I've really struggled, only a couple of times that thought of even kind of, hey, who's in here, and going through my contacts, recovery, and that's what a great feeling that now most of my contacts are recovery people, not using people. So that's a big deal. Call before you use, and don't wait, and you might be helping someone on the other end, them helping you.
Well, if you like this episode, subscribe, share, comment for sure. The comments have been awesome. That's how we got our topic for this evening, and just keep it up.
And remember, on the YouTube, scroll down, comment. That's where you can do the tips. Give us some tips, different things that topics, suggestions, feedback, that type of thing.
Oh, you got another announcement to make?
Right before this, we went and started a Facebook group. If you search out the group, it's called Our Recovery Life. Our Recovery Life. Join, invite other people. It's something that we're going to really, really try to have a place where people can go and just say, I'm struggling, or I'm having a great day, I got my kids back. Like, this is just a place where we can share experience.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, and it's some people. It's hard to put on your regular Facebook, like having bad day. Where this is a place where not people on your feed can see that stuff. So
your goody two shoe cousin doesn't come down on you because you had a bad day.
He's doing it again. No judgment there, and that's where we want to have a place that people can come to. And so invite, join. Remember, Our Recovery Life.
All right.
And remember, fight the good fight.
Keep it clean.